President Biden, on a visit to Germany, said this about Sinwar.
The death of the leader of Hamas represents a moment of justice. He had the blood of Americans and Israelis, Palestinians and Germans and so many others on his hands. I told the Prime Minister of Israel yesterday, let's also make this moment an opportunity to seek a path to peace.
For more on the impact of Sinwar's killing, let's bring in Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent and Face the Nation moderator, Margaret Brennan. All right, Margaret, help us understand the context. Just how significant is the killing of Sinwar?
Well, Vlad, this is Israel's Osama bin Laden. The Israeli military has now restored its regional dominance. They can claim it has killed the top 4 Hamas leaders, including the architect of October 7th. But Israel has killed Hamas leaders before, and President Biden's team is now trying to persuade Prime Minister Netanyahu that it's crucial to use this as an opportunity to end the war, pull troops out from Gaza, let food into the starving people there, and then consider what a political settlement looks like. And that is why Secretary of State Blinken is headed to the region next week. But to be clear, Sinwar is dead, but the destruction, the loss from this war is so significant, tens of thousands of Palestinians killed, that the director of U.S. intelligence warns that this is going to have a generational impact on terrorism.
That's chilling to hear. But what do you think about this, Margaret? What do you think it means for the future of the war between Hamas and Israel, and especially for those that are still being held hostage? We all feel for those hostage families.
All 100 of them, 4 of them U.S. citizens, Gayle. You're right. Prime Minister Netanyahu called it the beginning of the end, as you heard in Ramey's piece, but he hasn't articulated what that end looks like. His allies argue the IDF stumbling upon Sinwar in southern Gaza vindicates his decision to ignore President Biden's warnings about the risks of sending troops into that heavily populated area. U.S. officials are arguing to the Israeli government there are still 100 hostages, 4 of them U.S. citizens, and so diplomacy is really the only way to bring them home. But we know Sinwar was one of many obstacles to past deals. It isn't clear who would negotiate in his place at the helm of Hamas.
Margaret, we're waiting on an answer there. We're also waiting to see whether Israel continues on an anticipated plan to strike Iran. Any word on what the impact of Sinwar's death will be on that calculation?
American officials have told me they still expect Israel to take some kind of action. The timing and the calculus isn't clear yet. But what we do know is that Iran is weakened. And in recent weeks, Israel has decapitated these top leaders of Hamas, of Hezbollah, and they have shown once again on October 1st, the Iranian military is ineffective at its attempts to attack Israel with ballistic missiles. So that has been achieved, Tony.
Margaret, thank you very much. Appreciate it.